What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and we are back for some F1 25 2026 My Team Career. We are finally back after like what 2 months. So I'm really sorry. It has been a long time, but yeah, just a lot of stuff has been happening, personal and other things as well. So obviously. Still been playing, still been streaming, stuff like that, but just have not had time to. Haven't been able to have time to really just do a commentary on career mode. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that. And yeah, like I said, try to get back into the swing of things because boy, I do miss doing these. But well, if you did not check out the last episode, basically that was your typical race one of career mode where nothing really happened. That was great. Really struggled for our first race back and trying to understand the 2026 cars as well, which at the same time I haven't played much of the DLC personally because it's really I don't like all the battery management. I'm just kind of hoping for 2027 to just be better, but obviously I think I don't know how many other people are doing that, but that's just kind of what I'm doing. But you know, I still plan on playing career mode to see how it's like, and you know, I do miss it, so that's for sure. But yeah, so far just doing corporate stuff. It's the same stuff as last season, last year. Well, last year's pack. But yeah, just trying to catch up on messages, emails, facility improvements, which I think we've done a few, and get ready for the race weekend. So last Australia, we are Brendan. We are going to be Yarno for this weekend, so it should be fun and should be really entertaining. But here is the weather. Dry sprint, dry qualifying, and a little bit of some rain at the end of the race because that would just be the China weather. That is for sure. So get to practice one. Yeah, the super clipping was insane down the backstretch, but yeah, not the best. Really just trying to understand the car. Honestly, that's the main goal. But yeah, just definitely lacking a front end on this car. I was on a soft tire run, but yeah, it was not great. 3.6 seconds off the pace, a full second off of Brendan as well, and I'm trying to understand sort of the qualifying. And it seems like that in the quality sim you really can't get away with lifting much. So yeah, but we're still learning. But it is time for a sprint qualifying.
It's fast and it's furious and it's sprint qualifying, slightly shorter than the Grand Prix format, but time to see who's going to be on pole for our sprint to come.
And here we go. Time for sprint qualifying, and it's crazy to think that we already have a sprint because, you know, second race season, drop a sprint. Why not? But here we go, and time to see how bad the car really is. And yeah, a lot of things that I've been kind of trying to learn is, well, how much gas I can really give it because these things, for some reason, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's maybe it's just me having skill issue, but the throttle is very tricky to get back on the gas, and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm struggling with it, but I really am. So it has not been a great start, and the car steps out, and there is a moment in a slide, gotten down into the neutral. That's pretty funny, and get back on it. So yeah, like I said, car is not very stable at the moment, and well, we're on the struggle bus right now with our race car. So try to find some improvement if we can. But here we go for our second attempt. Well, technically we had enough fuel, I think, for another lap. So go for it again, down to the third gear, and I'm trying to do some lifting, but from what I'm seeing is lifting is actually slowing me down. So I'm gonna have to come up with a new strat. And the thing is, you can't really mash down on the gears like that. So I'm gonna have to try to come up with some something. But yeah, taking this in third. And yeah, all this battery management, it is still a challenge for me because I haven't, like I said, I have not been playing much of 26. I've been mainly on a GT3 adventure the past couple weeks and on the iRacing Formula side. But we keep on going. That should have been track limits. That is not for some reason. I don't know what the hell is going on. We'll have to check settings after. And I think that's a 135.2. So that is that is bad. That is really bad. That's a full second. Yeah, I think we're on the cooked side, chat. I think that is how we're gonna describe that. But here we go for the final run. I don't think we're gonna get anywhere at this point. I really don't see it. But you know what? We never know what you can find. Obviously, tires are a bit worn. This is the third lap we're doing on the set, and taking a much wider apex this time around, trying to get that rotation. We found some time, so that's pretty good. But then we lost all the time. The exit is gonna be the big thing. We get back on the power pretty nicely, and then we lost all the time. And there's a full second, or 2/10 down, not a full second yet. But get some time back here on the exit, and yeah, like I said, it's very niche. I feel like I have to be on the throttle, and it's very tricky to get back on the gas. It seems like, I don't know why, but it really is for me personally. But like I said, that's probably just me being a skill issue, and that's all I can say. And a massive front lockup, and that is going to do it for qualifying. And that's not the first time that has happened. That happened quite a bit in practice at that same corner, so it feels like a brake magic thing just like happened, and it flipped a switch, and it basically just killed it and just made the fronts lock up. So well, we're out and we're dead last, and Brendan doesn't even get up into Q2 as well, which I didn't expect him to get. But yeah, near the Cadillacs, near the Aston, one Audi back down here as well. And yeah, I'm just trying to look at the times because I'm just very curious. But yeah, Stroll's kind of there, but yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to tell. But yeah, I'm just kind of looking. You just see the amount of time lost that we've lost.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Piastri, Leclerc, Max Verstappen, and Antonelli, Hamilton, Sainz, Hadjar, and Alex Albon, Ocon, Gasly, Liam Lawson, and Behrman, Colapinto, Lindblad, Nico Hulkenberg, and Valtteri Bottas, Perez, Bortoletto, Lee, Alonso, Stroll, and Jarno Opmeer completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me, a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, let's try not to worry about being down here at the back. You've got the speed, you've got the car, so just take it easy and the race will come to you.
Well, before Crofty cut me off, yeah, we were just looking at the gaps, and it was not great, but it is time for race day. And going to start in the mediums, everyone else is doing it, sprint race, 10 laps around China. Now we'll see kind of what the car can do in the race pace-wise, and yeah, like I said, I'm not expecting much, but you never know what's going to happen. So here we go for the 5 lights here. 24 cars for the Chinese sprint race, and we are underway in a pretty good start, actually. We're going to probably gain quite a few positions here because everyone else kind of squabbling around. What a start. Immediately a great launch off the line. Down the inside of the Cadillac there of Sergio Perez and also Valtteri Bottas as well, and actually side by side now with Arvid Lindblad. So yeah, look at us making up all these positions immediately on lap 1 because the AI are just tremendously slow at the race start. But yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty nice. Up in the 15th. So we start from 24th to 15th. That is how you gain multiple positions, as Oliver Behrman almost just, well, I thought he was going to come down and slice our front wing clean off, but he did not. So thank you, Ollie, for not doing that. But yeah, what a crazy start, I guess you could say, to the sprint race. And it has been pretty chaotic. Up into 13th place now. Ocon and Gasly are in front of us, and now we see what the race pace got compared to the leaders. And time for some battery management, because why not? Not using any really so far, but went down to none, just kind of see what can happen. And oh, they broke very early there. That or they lifted, one of the two. Messed up, but we might jump ahead of Ollie, and we do jump ahead of Ollie again. So Norris with the fast lap, obviously opening lap, kind of expect that. And yeah, so far it's been pretty chaotic, and I'm all over the place right now. My driving is not so great right now, so it has been quite a bit of a mess. Lap 2, same straight. The overtaking marathon corner right here. This is where I expect a lot of people to get some overtakes if they have enough battery for the AI. And Lawson had all the momentum. He had the strength. He gets around and he moves up into 13th place. So obviously, like I said, if you are relatively new, 8th place is for points. We're nowhere close to 8th place, and we're probably not going to get 8th place in the sprint. I'm going to be honest. It's lap 3, and we have lost the top 8. It is going to be very hard to get points in the sprint, at least. But yeah, lifting into turn 1, and yeah, that's been kind of helping quite a bit. Seems like getting off throttle as well through some of the high-speed corners actually will be pretty helpful to save some battery instead of just kind of lifting. And for qualifying, I'll kind of take note of doing that. But yeah, here comes. Curious who that is at the same time. I'm not. I think that's Lindblad behind us. That's who I think it is. But yeah, that was actually a mistake on my side. I completely edited that wrong, so I would like to apologize on that one. And yeah, cut me some slack. It's been a minute. But lap 4 now, which you did see a glimpse of lap 4, but just a nice shot there, I guess you could say. But yeah, so far same stuff, and you can just see the top 8. They have just pulled away impressively, and it has, well, that's kind of what it's going to be. So lap 5 now, and approaching lap 6, and here comes Ocon going around Liam Lawson here, or that's actually the opposite. Sorry, that is my mistake again. It has been, my God, I am rusty, but it has been a minute. So Lawson jumps ahead of Ocon, Lindblad behind, and Franco Colapinto as well. A little bit of a oversteer moment with the car, and yeah, a lot of exits are catching me out a lot, and I can kind of tell. I'm down to second gear, which actually I don't know if that's really the right gear for that corner. But yeah, fighting the car on the exit and just getting too trigger happy on the throttle, and that's just the big thing that's been happening. Is I've just been getting way too trigger happy with the throttle. But yeah, down the backstretch, there's just really no opportunities for that. As Lawson spun, oh no, we have been collected in a wreck, a big wreck. And look at that car park. And well, actually, Lindblad's going to benefit because he's going to get around us. So Lindblad gets Ocon into the pits. What happened? Oh my God. I think Lawson just floored it. I think he did. But yeah, just like a kind of back here. Here goes Brendan. Brendan's going to get a position. He's got 2 positions. GG's. Let's take a look at. Did he just floor it? He probably did. Yep, he did. Oh my God, Liam. Oh, Liam. You know, you think they would make some of the spins a little bit more realistic, you know, maybe like a rear lockup. But nope, they're just going to floor it. But hey, you know what? It does that, and well, speaking of locking up, we go straight on with the brakes. So, you know, what we're going to might have to do is we might have to pump that brake bias forward or backwards. We're going to do one of the two. But we do not listen to my orders because for some reason we are just incompetent to do that while we're driving. But we're still 14th. So, yeah, with all kind of pitting and Lawson spinning, we didn't really lose much, but we did lose out to Franco Colapinto as well. Here comes Bottas in the Cadillac, side by side, two American teams technically if you think about it, and side by side with the honorary Aussie. But Bottas jumps ahead in the Cadillac, and he will move up into 14th place, and we approach the last lap of this race. Do we get the run? We're going to get the run here. Do we make the move? And yes, we do. Down on the inside of Bottas, we're side by side going through the first part of the corner. This part is brilliant for racing in the first sector. And, well, we get ahead. And that was probably all battery management. But Lando Norris wins the sprint. But here comes Bottas again. And, yeah, he was relatively close all through that backstretch. And actually, speaking of all that, Nico Hulkenberg has kind of entered this fray just a little bit. Side by side, going to defend this position here because why not have some fun with the Cadillac here of Bottas. And, well, we get ahead and we're going to score a P14. So, you know what? That's not bad. I'll take that considering how crappy the race really went out. I'd say crappy because, fortunately, just made a lot of mistakes and just couldn't really pass, so a little tricky. But Lando Norris wins the sprint, Leclerc second, Piastri third. So McLaren won 3 and Ferrari in second place, Verstappen 4th, Kimi 5th, Russell 6th, Hamilton 7th, and Isaac Hadjar rounds out the points. Williams 9th and 10th. Williams have been very quick in the game at least. I'm not sure if they're going to get hit. I don't know if they have. So when I played this is probably before the update happened, so I'm not sure if they got hit with anything yet. So I'm very curious, but yeah, that's the sprint for us, and yeah, I mean, good momentum. We can carry on to qualifying. A lot of mistakes to clean up, but you know, hopefully we can keep that momentum and try to benefit on a good qualifying. So I kind of know what to do. Let's just try to really work on it.
Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
Okay, here's an update. We've got a leak in the hydraulic system, so it's going to be a few minutes before we can get you back out on track, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's lovely. Thanks for that. A little bit of problem with the race car before we actually got out on the racetrack, so quite unfortunate. But we go again, and here we go for the main event, the A main, sort of. Well, A main qualifying. That's what I'm going to call it. The A main qualifying here. So finally, we get some sets of tires on the soft tire. This is actually the first push lap on the soft. I'm not really going to count that practice one because the grip just did not feel all that great through that part. But yeah, so far, I mean, it feels a lot better. I can already tell you that right now through some of these corners. And yeah, I'm still trying to understand how much throttle I can put down and just trying to maximize that. But we're going to get held up by, I think that's Perez in front of us in the Cadillac. So that's not ideal. Now the question is, do we get a little bit of some slipstream, as we're going to get some here, and thank you, Sergio, actually. Thank you to the Cadillac. They have helped us quite a bit. Thank you, Perez, for that. And Yarno's going to benefit from that tremendously. Down to the braking zone. Very heavy braking zone. Get down and easily trail off on the brakes there very quickly. Did not lock up, thankfully. And yeah, still keeping it at 57, so I'm not really sure what's kind of happening down in the fourth gear through this part. Foot flat to the floor. Where do we end up? And we end up in 10th. So we jump ahead of Brendan Lee, though. So that's pretty good. So yeah, it's not like we have, you know, did all that bad, but you know, we're still pretty bad because, well, we're 23rd, 24th. Yeah, we gotta definitely find some time, and we're 3.1 seconds off the pace. Oh my god. Yeah, talk about a stinker at the moment. I don't know if it's just me or what, but it has been horrendous. But here we go for the final push lap here, and there's only like 8 of us on track, so clean track. Now it's time to do a full lap. Let's see what this car can do on a full push. So here we go, down into number 1 we go, and just getting down into the 3rd gear, and saved quite a bit of battery just by lifting through there a little bit and just getting off the gas, letting the car rotate, letting it do its thing, and getting back on it. So here we go, back down into a pretty short straight, and then we go down into a pretty heavy braking zone. I'd say 2nd gear, a little bit of a rear lock up there, but nothing too crazy. And actually we're up by about half a second already, so far I've been pretty good. So I'm going to keep this flat, and I probably maybe should lift, but I'm going to keep it flat for now. And yeah, we may have probably burned a little bit much more battery from that, but you know what, we gained some battery back, so it's quite helping quite a bit. Very tricky to get back on the gas here. We get back on the throttle very quickly. Kind of get stuck on the curb there just a little bit, but we get away from it. 3rd gear through here, 1st one, and then the 2nd one, and then you just kind of give it a little bit of gas, and you should have it flat through here. I think we do, and you just pray that the car just does this work on the straight. So like I said, we got an Audi engine to the back of this thing, so I don't expect it to be all that great, and our straight line speed is absolutely dog water. I don't know why I said that. That term is like 10 years old, but it is pretty bad. That is for sure. And up by 9/10, almost a full second. So this lap is going to be blistering for our team and for Jarno Otmir. But here we go, coming across the line. Where do we get put? Little tip of the grass there, and I think that is going to be P20. So it's a Q1 exit. But you know what? That's a good 20th. You know, we found some time. We really did. So I am not too upset about that one. And very curious to see how the gap is. And oh, missed out by 2/10. So yeah, just 2/10. That's actually, I lied. 3/10. That's my mistake. Was looking too much at it, but yeah, that was pretty hectic.
It's time again then for Formula One in Shanghai. Northwest of the thriving city of over 24 million people is a circuit that first featured in the championship calendar back in 2004. It played host to Formula One's 1000th Grand Prix back in 2019. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Russell, Max Verstappen and Leclerc, Antonelli, Albon, Hadjar and Carlos Sainz, Gasly, Lawson, Esteban Ocon and Behrman, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Sergio Perez and Franco Colapinto, Stroll, Opmeer, Bortoletto, Lindblad, Alonso and Brendan Lee completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Now, we had great fun watching them win last time out. What a great victory it was. But can they carry that into today's race?
It's the important one, isn't it, Crofty? You've done it once, can you do it again? But, you know, if you start believing in yourself and the confidence starts to build, that inner confidence is what you need. And you can carry that through to future races, including this one, and you set that ball rolling. That's the critical thing that they're looking for here. And I believe if you've got that first race win or a win at any stage, it can start to roll with you in a good way.
I know you gutted to be starting from here, but just focus on putting that and some other cars behind you. Good luck.
We shall do it. We believe, don't we? I'm not really sure, but welcome to the grid. And yeah, pretty positive qualifying, I want to say, because you know we found sometimes we're only 3/10 off of Q2, so I'm not too mad about that one. But good momentum, and we're gonna probably start on. That's a good question. What do we start? Because like I said, the rain is kind of gonna be. The rain is gonna come, and God, that's a dirty joke. The rain will be arriving late in the later in the session, so I am very curious to see what we're gonna do for strategy wise. So we might go. I'm thinking maybe hard until the rain comes, and that's what I'm thinking about doing, because I think that's just gonna probably be better for us. Now, obviously, we can't extend the hard compound all the way to the end, but I think that's for the best interest. So here we go for the 5 lanes. That came quickly. That is a editing bluff on my side, but here we go, and we are underway for the Chinese Grand Prix and the main event. At this point, a fantastic start again as we make up multiple positions this time around, and the same thing as we did in the sprint race. Multiple positions down the inside of Bottas as well, because for some reason we are just addicted to Bottas. And going back around the outside of 2 more, we're sliding up into 13. So actually we might gain some. I think we might actually gain some more places here on the race start, and I think we have. So not too bad. I'm happy. 1 position already so far. It's a little bit of a kind of catch me out there with Behrman trying to go around possibly the inside of Pierre Gasly, but we jump ahead of Oliver Behrman, and now we slide up into P12. Gasly is the next target in front of us, and then we have the 2 Williams with Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon. So tremendous race start immediately off the line. So that is great. That is a great thing to have. And yeah, like I said, this car is absolutely rapid on the starts, and it doesn't also help at the same time when the AI don't know how to drive in the first of the opening laps. But down the inside goes Oliver Behrman here. He's going to stick his nose down the inside. Through the hairpin we go. We're still side by side through this part of the track. Probably should let him go here, because he's going to be a lot quicker through us, and he's probably got much better race pace and a much better race car under him right now, underneath that Haas, that beautiful Haas TGR car. And does he go for it down the inside? No, he does not. He lifts and he backs out of that one, and we stay ahead. So all these guys in front of us now, they're relatively close, and kind of expect that for the bit of the opening laps. And yeah, it's just like a big train through there. But lap 3, that train is kind of broken up, as you obviously see the guys at the front, they have pulled away, and I think Hajar is kind of the one that's kind of maybe leaning back just a little bit. I think that's kind of causing this train to back up. But like I said, the McLarens and the Ferraris, I think that's the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Yeah, they are flying. It might be Charles Leclerc. I don't know, actually. No, I think it's just 2 McLarens, I think, at the moment. But lap 3 now. And actually, we've been on lap 3 for a while. But here comes Behrman. Does he think about it? And yes, he does. And he's going to get ahead of a massive lockup for him, and that's probably going to flat spot the tire maybe just a little bit, but I think it will keep on going on. And Franco is behind us on the soft compound, so Franco's gone aggressive. And yeah, like I said, I like this stretch that we're on. We're going to wait for the rain. That's the whole goal. It's just to wait for the rain to come. But back down on Behrman, and yeah, like I said, it's just a whole game of, you know, who's got the most battery the next straight, because that's kind of how it is. So. And with the whole overtake mode, with you having all this extra power boost, yeah, I don't know. I still don't really know much. I don't really know much about this stuff. I still don't. But here comes Franco, and he goes for it. And actually, he's actually overtaken the Haas of Behrman. Actually, Alcon's going to jump ahead of Ollie Behrman as well. So I wonder if Behrman might be struggling with that lockup that he had. Very curious to see if that's going to happen. Maybe he was pushing a little bit too hard on lap 4, but yeah, well, lap 5 now. We're going to jump right back ahead of Franco here. Franco managing battery, and actually, we don't go for it, and we're just going to have some side-by-side action with Franco, just, you know, really to see how the AI is going, and we jump ahead of Franco again. So not too shabby, you could say that. Not too shabby, but we keep going. Lap 6 now. And Colapinto has lost out to Ocon, and Ocon, who is now going to get us. But actually, speaking of someone, Lando Norris, oh, he's out. Engine issue underneath the McLaren, and I don't know if that's the engine going up or something else. But that is really unfortunate. So poor Lando, he just got absolutely screwed. And the man that won the sprint race and stuff like that, our momentum is gone. We move up to 11th, but Ocon ruins the day because he gets back ahead of us. So Ocon moves up, and the man that's probably going to get replaced at the end of the season at Haas is trying to do everything he can with what he got in the F1 game and his AI. So that's his whole goal. But lap 7 now, and do we have the battery? Do we have it? No, we don't. I thought we had it just a little bit, but we do not. So Ocon stays ahead, and lap 7 so far, yeah, like I said, settling into a rhythm. That is how, well, that's probably how we're going to start playing this. It's just settle into a rhythm, and I'm learning a lot about what the car is doing at the same time. So lap 9, and you can see they've kind of relatively started pulling away, just a tad bit, but obviously, it's not, the gap's not extreme, like it's not like 5 seconds already. So yeah, it shows that we can still fight in the midfield, but we just really need to just be consistent, and that's mainly talking to myself. But there's our first track limits warning. So track limits is on. Okay, I don't know what was happening at that qualifying session, because that was very tough. I mean, that was like, that should have been a track limits pen. I don't know what the hell the stewards are smoking, but that was clearly an off track, and they didn't count that. So I don't know if that's a glitch or what, but I've seen some issues where the lobby, or like you'll get like a communicating with, operations or whatever, and that happens. So I wonder if that happened again. We go out wide, but we lifted, and we did not get a pen for that one. So Sainz is in, Ocon's in, and they can stay in. There's a second warning, so 3 strikes and you're out, and we're going to get ourselves a fat pen coming our way if we do another one of those, because, we love track limits, I love track limits. I'm addicted to it. No, I'm not. I just really struggle. But, yeah, lap 13. Look at that, up to P5, the highest that I think Savage Motorsports has ever been. And, actually, I think they have. So, telling us to box this lap, I refuse, I disobey. The team principal, aka myself, knows what he's doing, and he's staying out, waiting for the rain. And actually, well, we're not going to lead lap, because I thought we were going to lead lap, but Hamilton is coming, and he is arriving like a bull, and he does not go for it. I thought he would send it down the inside, but Piastri's there, Russell's there. Sainz is in 5th place in a Williams. My God. If you would have told me that was happening in 2026, I would not believe you. But it's a real shame that Williams are struggling this season. But Piastri starts around the outside as well. He had followed Hamilton's line, and he made it work. George Russell, who is behind us as well, curious to see what he's going to do. I think I might have just cut him off. I'm not sure what just happened there. That is my mistake. And yeah, the rear is starting to come out just a little bit, and yeah, the tires are starting to fall off a little bit, but the drop off, the wear percentage is not too bad. I thought it'd be a lot worse, but it's not all that bad. If we just play it safe and we manage, that's the whole goal. But Russell gets ahead. He's not our fight. And yeah, like I said, all these guys behind us, I'm totally cool with letting them go. Obviously, if we got the straight, or we got like the good boost, we'd probably get ahead. But here comes Carlos Sainz. He's gonna go. Well, he goes down the inside. So I think Verstappen might have just tried to send it, and I think we might have just thrown a bit of a block. And actually, I thought Sainz broke early, but no, he lifted. That was a very early lift. So, and actually, it shows you. Sometimes I think the AI maybe have improved, but I think that's just how they were taught. But here comes Verstappen around the outside. He darts around there and gets that pass. Charles Leclerc is he's the megalodon right now. He is the one that is, we're the fish, and he's the biggest shark in the ocean at the moment, and he is going to capitalize on us, on the small fish, which is ourselves. And we lose out another position, as expected, because, like I said, I'm not going to fight these guys. But, yeah, Carlos Sainz is up here racing with the fronts. So, someone tell him he's not in a Ferrari, he's in a Williams. Someone let him know about that. But Kimi Antonelli back here in 8th place. That's really rare, but he just darts around the outside. That was a brilliant pass for Kimi as he makes that move. Hajar is the next up to overtake us. So, yeah, pretty crazy so far, and Albon as well. The rain is coming. There we go. That is what we needed. But Albon's actually going to get ahead of Isaac Hajar, and well, He gets that pass. Albon cuts the chicane completely, but probably does not get a warning for that. But Hadjar now is going to move up into. He's gonna get ninth place around us. I think he's gonna go around the outside of us, and we lift off right here. We let him go, and he gets that pass done. So let Hadjar go, let him cook, and well, I don't know about him cooking because right now it's not looking too great for the young freshman at the moment. But Ocon Behrman, you know, same house story behind us as well. And like I said, I like the strat. We're in a good position. You know, I think as well we might see some guys come in and pit early. It's gonna be interesting. 5 minutes until rainfall. 5 minutes until rainfall, fellas. It's coming. The rain is on the way. It is arriving, and the clouds are starting to get just a little bit dark, but not too dark. You kind of see some of the clouds starting to roll in, and you know, you're thinking maybe it should have been a pretty big storm, but it's not. And for some reason, I've always had an issue with. I don't know why every year on career mode, China always is the wet race. It does not make sense. I always thought it'd be Canada that always gets the wet race, but it doesn't. Seems to be China. But Ocon down on the inside, he gets the pass, and he will jump ahead into 11th, as expected. So he gets the final point position. You think they maybe would go down to 12th, but they don't. Not yet. Maybe that would be pretty cool, but I guess not. So it is going to be a pretty tough season to get points at this way that we are going. But here comes Ollie around the outside, and actually I'm not trying to slow him down, but I think I might have just made his AI kind of contemplate what his decision was. But there we go. Look at that speed that he's got. But then we get like the slipstream back on him, so I don't know if that's just the Ferrari engine or what, or the Cadillac engine just not doing the work that we needed to do, as there's a back end loss. And you can see that tire light has came on. So yep, it is happening for sure. And Ocon's in, so Ocon's going in. Lawson, I think Lawson just went in as well. So the rain, I think the rain is starting. I think it is. It's really hard to tell. I'm really far away from my screen. I cannot see if the rain's happening or not, but I think I'm seeing some raindrops happening on the race car. And yeah, here it is. The raindrops are here. So I wonder if they went inters already. I'm going to wait until the track kind of gets to that inters type level, because like I said, I'm very curious how it's going to play out. It's going to play out in just the track where it's pretty greasy, but it's somewhat drivable with the slicks, or is it going to be still wet, pretty wet, where the slicks are going to be pretty bad? So we shall find out and see. And obviously with the tire wear as well, we have to be extra careful. And yeah, the rain is coming down quite a bit. Sainz and Albon also did pit, so they went medium. So yeah, that pretty basically sums up that Ocon has gone to a set of mediums from my understanding. But yeah, the rain's coming down a lot harder and starting to circus around the racetrack as well. That is for sure. Here comes Carlos Sainz around the outside of us in the Williams. We actually give him well, we cut him off, but then he just chucks right back around. There's almost contact there, and that could have screamed a airborne flip, but that doesn't happen, so that's quite unfortunate. But Albon next up. Both the Williams guys are just cooking right now in this career mode save. I don't know what they had for breakfast, but they are cooking today, and they move up into, well, they move up into their respective positions, 9th and 10th, and still staying on form. But we're gonna have to come into the pit soon, because this rain is starting to get a lot harder, and the track is starting to get very dark and very greasy, and it is going to be pretty tough. Alcon's gone soft, so he's on the right call. If it's ever in the slick conditions, I always thought the soft tire is always the best call, and that's what I think is going to happen. But yeah, the rain is aggressive. We're going to have to come in, and I think Kimi Antonelli, or that's George Russell, I think they're doing the same thing. One of the Haas is in, Ollie Behrman's in, and here we go for the pit stop. Has maybe just overshot quite a bit. Actually, funny enough, I wonder if they give you a track limits warning for that, but I don't know, because I think it's always weird or hit or miss with that. So I'm not sure if they do, but my assumption is don't go all the way out wide there, because I think I don't know if they fixed that, but I think they give you a warning. A bit of a slow stop there, unfortunately, for the crew, but we get back ahead. And where do we line up position-wise? Well, I think we are P14, so that's not terrible and actually good enough. We didn't lose any sort. We didn't get a time penalty. We didn't get nothing. So look at that. That's good for us. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, pretty hectic finish to this Chinese Grand Prix. And Lindblad and Gabby Bortoletto, they are struggling at the moment. They are struggling to get the power down. Come on, boys. Get the floor on the gas. Come on. Come on. Pick it up. But I don't think they do. Actually, Lindblad goes offensive. And oh no! We lock up and we pulled the same mistake we did in qualifying. Oh my god, we just drove into the side of Arvid. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That should have broke the suspension right there. I mean, talk about some craziness, but we got away with the bare minimum of damage. I'm really surprised that didn't break the front wing immediately, but very heavy contact into the side of Arvid Lindblad's car. Hopefully he's alright. And yeah, I did not mean to do that. Jarno did not mean to do that. I swear. He was just trying. He had a moment. He had a light moment, but we're P11 and oh no, we get the track limits pen. Oh, that sucks. Man. That's unfortunate. We probably maybe would have got points today. Oh, that sucks, but well, we can still pull 3 seconds. We got a lap to do so. Do we get ahead of Albon? We do get ahead. And the gap, it's gonna be 2.3. Oh, that's gonna be tough. That is gonna be tough to get this final point. It's gonna be pretty exciting here if we do, but Albon just caught up like a bullet. He floored it, and he's gonna get ahead of us here. And yeah, like I said, good call by the Williams crew because, well, they benefited, and Ocon as well right behind us as well. So hopefully it'd be good if we keep 12th. Now Gasly is 3.4, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna play out. But well, it's the last lap showdown. You never know what's gonna happen, and well, almost just had a moment with the race car there. But last lap of the race now. Let's see what we can do on the final lap. Hopefully we can keep this this P13 if we can, or not P13, P12 if we can. But trying to go through the S's, and yeah, I just cannot. I probably should use second gear. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know what the hell I was doing. Lewis Hamilton wins the race, and the China expert, he gets another one around here, and his first win for Ferrari comes at China. Okay, you know, I really thought, I don't think he won Australia. I'm trying to remember, but Ocon got ahead. We're going to lose out to Gasly. It's going to be P13 for us. You know what? That is not bad considering that I have not played, well, I forgot what mainly happened in this career mode save and at this race. But yeah, that was pretty hectic. I hope you enjoyed that because, boy, that was fun.
To the line for victory.
It was a joy to watch today, honestly, because the driver was clearly able to read the conditions well on track, to use the information properly from the team, and usually come up with the right solution at the right time.
It's time to bring out the bubbly and spray it around. It's our podium celebrations. And back on the top spots that he's taken so often in the past. So well done to Lewis Hamilton.
And there you have it. Ferrari win. Lewis Hamilton, they secured the dub. And second place, I think, is Oscar Piastri. And third place is Kimi Antonelli. So, pretty good drive for those three gentlemen. And well-deserved for the podium. And from our side, well, there's a lot of positives we could take out of Savage Motorsports. And that is quite some big news. So, a fantastic result considering the Australia disaster, which if you did not check out the Australia race, I'd recommend check that below. I will put that at the end of the video credits, so you can go check that out. I also will put the link of the video in the description below. If you have not checked that out, please go watch that. It is a meme. Let's going to clarify it. That was a big, gigantic meme race. But yeah, that was pretty fun. Not too bad of a race from our side, and yeah, just really just struggled. It seemed like just to really just kind of keep a good distance, but as well you could just kind of see who's relatively ahead. And yeah, the rain spiced it up. I did like that. The rain definitely did spice it up. But yeah, Brendan unfortunately gets dead last again. Only one DNF in this race. Lando Norris, who actually got the fast lap of the race as well. So yeah, poor Brendan just having a he's just not having a great time, isn't he? He's not having the time of his life. But Hamilton leading the standings ahead of Norris and Piastri as well. So pretty hectic fight there at the front. And let's take a look at the constructors at the moment. We are 9th, so we're ahead of the Racing Bulls, ahead of the Audi, and I think we're ahead of the Aston Martin. So yeah, that is pretty solid from us. But yeah, nothing really else I can describe it at the moment. So yeah. I know it's been quite a minute, and I do apologize that I have not made a career mode commentary in almost like 2 to 3 months. I mean, like I said, I got a whole bunch of videos I can explain. I'm posting shorts. You guys know I'm still active on YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff. It's been the last stuff's been going on behind the scenes. So you know, obviously a lot of things are happening, and whenever that stuff kind of gets situated out, I can try to play more career mode. And at the same time, still trying to play career mode the best I can, but I haven't played career mode since this last one, which was out before the updates came out. So I don't even think the Williams was up to date during this update. So we're gonna get back on the grind. Next race is Japan. That is going to be yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I love Japan. I love the track. I suck at it, but that super clipping is going to be pretty bad. But thank you guys for watching this video. We're running out of time, but thank you everybody for all the support you guys give me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Catch you later.